While we are highly trained professionals dealing in complex mathematical procedure, we do encourage you to try this at home as it will hopefully enhance your mathematical understanding. Welcome back to 1 Lesson 3 Math. The learning objective of this video is to be able to expand brackets and factorise. So we have 4 questions here. If you'd like to have a go at the questions, please pause the video now before I proceed with the solutions. So question 1. We have to expand parts A and B. We'll do part A first. Everybody likes a good part A. So this is again going to be using the FOIL strategy that I've shown in other videos. So the difference here is we've got, instead of just x, we've got 2x in both brackets. But all we need to do is we need to follow the same procedure and we need to multiply out the brackets. So we're going to start off by doing 2x multiplied by 2x. So 2x times by 2x is 4x squared, because 2 times 2 is 4, and x times by x is x squared. Then we are going to multiply 2x by 3. They are both positive, so it's going to be plus 6x, because 2 times 3 is 6, so 2x times by 3 is 6x. Then we're going to do the inner part. We've done the first and the outer. So then we're going to do the inner. Minus 1 multiplied by 2x. Minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. So that's going to be minus 2x. And then minus 1 multiplied by positive 3. A positive times a negative is a negative. So that's going to be minus 3. Then we need to simplify by collecting like terms. So there's no more x squareds other than the 4x squared. There's no more integers other than the minus 3. However, we do have plus 6x and minus 2x, and that means that we can simplify that part of the expansion. So it's going to be 4x squared plus 4x minus 3, because plus 6x take away 2x gives us plus 4x. So that would be the solution, 4x squared plus 4x minus 3. Now, when you've got a bracket squared for part B, a bracket squared is the bracket. So what I mean by that is you're going to have x plus 8 multiplied by x plus 8. Remember, when the brackets are touching, that means that you're multiplying them. So the bracket squared is always the bracket. So we're going to go ahead with FOIL for this. X multiplied by x and x multiplied by 8 gives us x squared plus 8x. Then we do the inner. We've done the F and the O, the first and the outer. Again, it's going to be plus 8 times by x and plus 8 times by plus 8. So that's going to give us plus 8x plus 64. So again, we look to simplify. No more x squareds other than the x squared. No more integers other than the 64. But we can simplify the plus 8x plus 8x. And that's going to give us plus 16x. So our solution here is going to be x squared plus 16x plus 64. Okay, on to part 2. We need to factorise the following. We've got part A, everybody likes a good part A, and we've got part B, and we need to factorise. And you need to look at the word and think about factorise. It includes the word factor, so we're going to be looking for a factor. And the rule that I always say for factorise is, when I say factorise, you say brackterise, okay? And that helps you remember that when you see the word factorise, you're going to brackterise, you're going to introduce brackets. So that's a little memory trick that you can use. When I say factorise, you say brackterise. Okay, brackterise isn't a word, I've made it up, but it helps you remember. So we need to look for a common factor of both terms. So looking at 7y in part A, 7y minus 49, the common factor of 7y and minus 49 is 7. So we take the 7 out. That's outside of the bracket. Inside the bracket, we need to have the terms that will make 7y minus 49 if multiplied by 7. So for the first term, it's just going to be y. For the second term, what are we multiplying 7 by to make it minus 49? Well, we're going to multiply it by minus 7. So if you expanded that bracket, you would have 7y minus 49. So factorising is going the other way to expansions. Now that's all you can do. That would be your final solution for question 2, part A. Similarly, for part B, you've got to factorise. When I say factorise, you say brackterise. So we're going to look at what we can take out. And we've got to take out the highest common factor. So here you could divide by 5 for 45 and 60, but that isn't the highest common factor. The highest common factor is in fact 15. So we can factorise by taking the 15 out. To make it 45, we would be multiplying it by 3. Then we need to get plus 60a. Now 15 times 4 is 60, but we need the a as well, so it's going to be 3 plus 4a in the bracket. And if you multiplied that out, you would have 45 plus 60a. So that's the correct factorisation of part B. Now question 3 says, Chris Mastry says, we've got AB plus C in the first bracket multiplied by AB minus C in the second bracket, and he says that equals AB minus C squared. Now, is Chris correct or incorrect? Now, possibly you might be able to identify straight away whether he's correct or incorrect, but it's always worth, for these questions, displaying your reasoning, and that can be mathematical methodology. So, again, I'm going to use FOIL here, and I'm going to start off by multiplying AB multiplied by AB. Now, AB means A times B. So AB multiplied by AB is going to be A times B times A times B. And as a result, that's going to give us A squared B squared, because it's A times A and B times B, so you've got to square both of them. Now, AB multiplied by minus C is simply minus ABC, because when we're multiplying letters together, we just write them next to each other. Okay, so that's the first two parts, the F and the O, the first and the outer, multiplied together. And you can see now, unless it simplifies dramatically, that probably Chris Mastry is going to be wrong. So then we're going to do plus C multiplied by AB and plus C multiplied by minus C. So firstly, that's going to give us plus ABC again. You could have written that as CAB, but we might as well write them in the same order. With algebra, I tend to write them in alphabetical order if I've got an expression that involves more than one term. So then we've got C squared, because it's C times C, and that's negative because it's a plus times a minus. So then we can simplify, and the minus ABC and the plus ABC, they're going to cancel out. It's like minus 2 plus 2, that would be 0. Minus ABC is going to be equal to ABC, so minus ABC plus ABC, they cancel out. So we're left with A squared, B squared, minus C squared. So what Chris Mastry has forgotten to do is he's forgotten to square the A and square the B when we're multiplying them together. So he's wrong. Finally, number 4, back to factorising. We've got to factorise the following. Part A, everybody likes a good part A. We've got 4x plus 6x squared. So again, when I say factorise, you say brackterise, and we're looking for brackets. So now we've got to look at the highest common factor of the numbers first of all. The highest common factor of 4 and 6 is 2, but also this time each term has an x. So we can also take the x out. So we're going to take out 2x from both of those terms. So that's going to give us 2x. If we take it out, we need to multiply it by 2 to make it 4x. So in the bracket, we're going to have 2. And to make it 6x squared, we would have, well, 2 times 3 is 6, and x multiplied by x would give us 6x squared. So therefore, we need in the bracket plus 3x. And if you multiplied out that bracket, you would get 4x plus 6x squared. Therefore, that is the correct factorisation. Okay? Finally, part B, we've got 16p squared q plus 20ps. So again, we're looking for the highest common factor of the numbers, first of all. The highest common factor of 16 and 20 is 4. A common mistake would be to take out 2. But you've got to take out the highest common factor. So you're looking at 16 and 20 and you're saying, right, what is the highest common factor? Yes, it's 4, so we can take the 4 out. Then we look at the letters and we say, are there any letters that we can factorise by? So you look at both terms, you say, right, okay, yeah, I've got P in both of them, so I'm going to take a P out. So consequently, I'm taking out 4P, because 4 is the highest common factor and the p is in both of the terms in the expression. So we're taking out 4p. Now to make that 4p into 16p squared q, we need 4 times 4 to make 16. So we need p times p to make p squared, and then we need the q as well. So the first term in the bracket is 4pq. The second term in the bracket, to make 4 into 20, we need 5. We've got the p already outside, so we just need the s. So 4p times 5s would be written as 20ps. So they are the solutions there. They're the factorising. When I say factorise, you say brackterise. For expansions of double brackets, you can use FOIL. If you've got a bracket squared, it's the bracket. And you've just got to go through things very carefully and show you're working out as accurately as possible. Also, for number 3, you probably need to write that he was wrong. So Chris Mastry was wrong. You've shown it through your working out, but make sure you write that as well. So always check your answers at the end, check that you've done everything the question asks. So, I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Hasta la pizza, arrivederci, so long, goodbye, ciao for now. We'll see you next time.